I appreciate you coming back for part 2 of my conversation with Cindy Martel-Brown, who has shared her story of fear getting in her way of doing things that were beyond her comfort zone. I'm María Tomás-Keegan, and your host of Tips for the Transition. Cindy is another of the co-authors of an inspiring new book titled From Resilience to Brilliance, available on Amazon. I'm honored to share the inspiring stories of the women who co-authored this book because stories help all of us to know that we are not alone when life turns upside down on us. Someone else out there has been there. Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate you coming back too and for talking so openly about fear and how it showed up for you. So now I want to dig in a little deeper to learn a bit about the emotions that came up for you and how you will learn to overcome fear when it presented itself.
Fear. I was watching something on TV, and it was an interview with a lady that does this TV series. And I've been living by what she said probably for about the last 2 years. And she was being interviewed for this TV show that she's on. And she said for every script that she gets for, whatever, a movie or a TV series, she reads it. And when she's done reading it, if it doesn't scare her or give her fear, that she doesn't take that job or do that series. And it just, when I heard her, and it seems a little ridiculous because, I'm watching TV and I hear this, but it just grabbed me, and it made me realize in my own life that fear has held me back in a lot of ways. Because fear, when you feel fear, whether it's reality or it's something that we imagine, and I've imagined it numerous times, but fear, my new way of doing things after I heard her say that is, I am supposed to do everything that I am afraid of or that I have any kind of fear about. Because if it's comfortable and it's easy, I'm not learning and I'm not growing from it. So that for the last 2 years, and I've been, telling anyone and anybody that would listen to me because it grabbed me so much. So fear for me is really scary, whatever it is. And most of it is imagined fear. I don't have any real tools necessarily how to, and maybe it's something that I need to work on to paint it in a prettier light, fear, except for the fact that if something is like, ooh, I don't think I can do that, it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And when I do it, and I come out on the other side of it, there is immense reward, growth, and it just makes me proud of myself that I didn't so easily not do what I didn't want to do. Because it's so easy to say no. It's so easy to not do those things. But the reward on the other side, once you get through that, it's absolutely beautiful.
That is so, that's so insightful, actually, Cindy, that you tapped into something you heard someone else say, that if she's presented with a project that doesn't make her afraid to do it, then she doesn't choose to do it. And you talked about that. It's because if we are always doing things that we're comfortable with, that are sitting in our comfort zone, we never grow. So I love going back to the story you told us in the first segment about your fear of writing. People have fears about all kinds of things. So you share that example again and tell us again what you did when you just did it. How did you feel about that?
Well, when I just do things, there are a lot of feelings that go with it. I think I tell myself all the way up until the time that I'm supposed to be going or doing, how can I get out of this? How can I not do it? And it's kind of like my mind kind of plays tricks on me. And I have to push through, and I have to keep telling myself, no, I'm not going to bow out of this. This is something that I'm supposed to do. It is my job in this life to live, to learn to the fullest. If I want to take myself to whatever next level that I'm looking for, I have to pay attention to those things that are in front of me that I must be doing. And the feeling, it's just really a tug of war. It's really a tug of war with whatever I have signed up to do. I never not do it, because I know in not doing it, I will let myself down. And after the fact, the feeling after me letting my own self down is almost as hard as, or maybe even harder than walking through that fear.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. And I love the way you put it. It's like a tug of war. I felt that before too. Like, I know if I do this, I will reap the reward. But it is hard to do. It's hard to step out and whatever the fear is, a fear of speaking, fear of writing, fear of being in public and meeting new people. It is a tug of war. It's a great way to put it. It's a great way to put it. And we could talk about this subject for a really long time. But fortunately for our viewers, they get to read more of your story in the book, From Resilience to Brilliance. And I want to remind everyone just to stay tuned for tomorrow, because we always save the best for last. And Cindy is going to share some of her tips and takeaways from her experiences with fear. Till next time, I'm María Tomás-Keegan.